cannot surf. You don't belong on this marvelous earth. Surf all the way to Chicago. Surf all the way to Utah. Surf all the way to Spokane. Now, baby, surf wherever you want. If everybody smile with arms open wide, we find a power greater than the rising tide, then the rising tide, then the rising tide. If everybody waved at the same time, there'd be a wave big enough for everyone to ride.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Comedy Sports. Now coming to the screen, won't you meet them in St. Louis, is your visiting team for tonight's match, the Blue Team. Featuring Doug, the past tense of Dig, Imler. Maria, the Pirate Queen Ramon. And Team Captain, Michael, the Cat Whisperer, Barrows Fitzgerald. Now welcome to the field, the Portland of my heart, the home team, the Red Team, Nick of Time Condon, Amy Zingray, and Team Captain Brooke E. Monster Chamberlain. Now welcome to the screen your host and MC and referee for tonight's match, Jay Reading Rambo.
Hello and welcome, fans, to Comedy Sports. Yes, I'm the referee tonight, Jay Reading Rambo, and what you're about to see in this virtual Zoom room or on the Facebook live stream or the YouTube live stream is competitive improvisational comedy. We've got two teams, a blue team and a red team, competing for laughs and points and virtual bragging rights. And we also have a very important tech staff helping us out and supporting us throughout the evening. You heard him already. Bobby Sox Rathbone. Hey, Bobby, how's it going tonight?
It's going fantastic, Mr. Ref.
Enjoying your new haircut?
Like a dream.
Excellent. We also have Marianne Rambo, the chat goddess, in a secluded chat gathering bunker one floor up from me.
Hi, Jay. You're looking really cute today.
Hey, thank you. How's the audience looking?
They are also looking really cute today.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you, fans, for being here. Everything we do tonight is going to be based on suggestions we get from you. So to have you practice, go ahead and start typing into chat some animals, some occupations, some locations, things like that. And we may save some for later use. And we'll also ask for more later tonight. But, just get it warmed up, putting things into the chat. And, of course, we've got our super fan, Steve, from Australia here. It's actually Sunday morning where Steve is. So, Steve, don't spoil it for anyone as to who wins tonight's match. All right. I'm going to need both captains on the screen. Captain Brooke, Captain Michael, Captain Brooke. All right. Something everyone needs to be aware of. We do have the brown bag foul in effect tonight. If anyone says anything lewd, lascivious, filthy, dirty, disgusting, or just plain objectionable to me, I will blow the whistle and the offending player will have to wear a brown paper bag over their head for the remainder of that senior game. So hopefully you have a brown paper bag handy just in the unlikely event that that should happen. If you're in chat, this foul can also apply to you. So don't type anything into chat that you shouldn't. Otherwise, Marianne will kick you out of chat, take a screenshot, and send it to your mother and or grandmother, and you will have to go without dessert for at least a week. And it's pumpkin pie season, so you certainly don't want that. All right, well, we also have the technical foul. Someone comes on screen and either is muted when they shouldn't be, or not muted when they shouldn't be, or has other technical glitches, in which case they could lose points for their team. Michael, I think, is calling timeout for some reason. So, Brooke, how's it going?
In my bag.
Oh, all right. All right, so I did not bring a coin for the coin toss, and it's virtual, so you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. So I'm going to have a little bit of a scavenger hunt. The first captain to find something orange and show it to me on screen. Oh, Michael was quicker with a flashlight. You get to choose first in the first head-to-head round. What do you want to play?
I would like our team to play What Are You Doing?
Very well, Captain Brooke.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool. Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, prepare your teams. I'm going to need a bunch of active things in chat, sports, hobbies, things like that. Just start typing them in, and we'll use that for our game. What's going to happen is one player will begin miming an activity, and they'll be asked what they're doing, and they will have to respond with something other than what it looks like they're doing. And it will go back and forth around a certain theme until one of multiple things happen. If there's repetition, they will have to rotate out. If they stumble over their words, they will have to rotate out. If they don't come up with something from that category, they will have to rotate out. If I think of anything else along the way, they will have to rotate out. So the team that has the least amount of rotations at the end of this round will get the 5 points. So our first player's up. It's the captains. How about that? A captain battle to start us off with? Is that what it looks like?
Yes.
All right, Marianne, what's our first suggestion of the evening?
From Loyal Fan Little Woo says their person in their house, Bill, says knitting.
Knitting. Blue team, you won the coin toss, so you get to initiate first. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
What are you doing?
Shearing a sheep.
You're going to give this wool to me whether you want to or not.
What are you doing?
Making a sweater for Grandma.
Oh, Grandma's going to love this. It'll take the place of me visiting her.
What are you doing?
I'm picking out the perfect llama to breed in my backyard.
You are going to be my top dog. That's right. Well, you're going to be a llama, but you're going to be my top dog.
What are you doing?
Playing with the yarn. What are you doing?
I'm practicing by Mr. Rogers.
Well, we're all glad you can come join us today because you are my neighbor and we appreciate you.
Oh, what are you doing?
Picking out which color to use next.
Red and yellow and green and brown, scarlet, black, ochre, peach.
What are you doing?
That's not really picking, that's more singing.
Oh.
Rotate blue. You have to make a decision if you're going to pick something. All right, Marianne, what's our next suggestion?
Well, I'm going to take a suggestion from Facebook from Loyal Fan Rhonda. I'm taking dog washing.
Dog washing. Brooke, you're going to initiate this time. Dog washing.
Brooke, what are you doing?
Lathering up the dog.
Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm chasing after the dog.
Come here.
Brooke, what are you doing?
Picking out which dog to bathe next.
This dog, this specific dog. I'm choosing this dog.
What are you doing?
Buying shampoo.
Okay, I'm going to take this dove because if it's good for me, then it's good for little Poochie.
What are you doing?
Giving myself a bath.
I don't see how this helps my dog, but I'll do it because I love him.
What are you doing?
Getting fleas off the dog with a comb. Brooke, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, that looked more like tweezers than a comb. Rotate red.
Yeah.
All right, next player up. Let's get another suggestion. Marianne.
Loyal Fan Nathan says fencing.
Fencing. All right. And after we go through a couple more rounds, I may be moving on to initials. What are you doing? So fans, start thinking if you want to share your initials, first and last initials, in the chat. We may take those to make it more difficult. Fencing. Doug, you're initiating.
Doug, what are you doing?
Parrying a thrust. Nick, what are you doing?
Selling stolen goods.
Well, I'm going to keep half of this for me because it's illegal, you know.
What are you doing?
Putting down the fence post. Nick, what are you doing?
Putting on a mask. What are you doing?
Putting up the chain link. Nick, what are you doing?
Meeting shady characters at the docks.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, shady characters at the docks. I haven't met a lot of people here.
What are you doing?
I don't think they'd be appreciating you calling them shady people. That could end badly for you. Rotate blue. All right, let's go with some initials. Marianne, what do we got?
AJ, I'm going to take from Mary Pat, MP.
All right, so the first thing in what you're doing has to start with the letter M, followed closely thereafter by a word beginning with the letter P. M-P. Red, you'll be initiating.
What are you doing?
Mincing pickles.
Ugh, these cucumbers are going to be really good for Thanksgiving.
What are you doing?
Matching pumpernickel. What are you doing?
Marrying penguins.
Good people, or good penguins, I bring you here today. This very wonderful, auspicious.
What are you doing?
Marshalling Pendragons.
All right, Pendragons, you came into the wrong town. This here's my town.
What are you doing?
I'm being malignant because I am practically not cancerous.
Well, I'm glad we're here today.
What are you doing?
Thank goodness I don't have to deal with penguins. Or
What are you doing?
Moving the patchwork.
I'm sorry, what was that verb?
It actually was moving, but I couldn't speak, so it came out moving, like moving patchwork.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's stumbling over your words. Rotate blue. We're back up to Michael. Let's get another set of initials, and fans, put in single syllable words because after this we'll go to a rhyming round. So another set of initials, Marianne.
Hey, I'm going to go with LW.
LW. Nick, you'll initiate again.
Nick, what are you doing?
Licking walrus.
I'm sorry. I think this subject matter was wrong, and there should be walruses, I believe.
You're
not a single
correct.
walrus. Yeah,
My tense was wrong.
Yep. Yeah, I felt pretty tense about that. That means we've got Amy up, and welcome. Now, I believe what do we have to rhyme with, Marianne?
We're going to take Dick and Jane's suggestion of sky.
Sky. So what they're doing has to rhyme with sky. Michael, you'll initiate.
What are you doing?
Eating pie.
Oh,
What are you doing?
talking to some guy?
Hey, you don't look like a shady character. You look like a nice guy.
What are you doing?
I think we should get together. You know, you and me.
What are you doing?
That hesitation. Blue will rotate, and that's time for the game. All right, Bobby, I hope you were keeping track of which team rotated more.
You know I was.
I knew you were. Who was that?
The St. Louis Blues were rotated many more times than the Portland Reds, so that's 5 points to Portland.
It is. What's that do to our score?
That's going to bring our score to 0-5 in favor of the red team. This scoring update brought to you by Cyrano de Bergerac Fencing. Cyrano de Bergerac Fencing for when that gate is broken and in need of rapier.
I get it. All right. The red captain on the screen. Hello, Brooke.
Hi, Jay.
You won that round. That means you get to go first in the team choice round.
Yeah, I want to play a little Forward reverse.
Forward reverse. All right. For a suggestion for forward reverse, how about an activity that you might need help with? So put those into chat, and what's going to happen is the red team will begin a scene based on that suggestion, and I will use my magical remote control to move them either forward or in reverse. It's pretty much that simple. So, Marianne, do we have any suggestions yet?
I'm going to take the suggestion of moving a piano.
Moving a piano. All right. Red team, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, begin. Forward.
A little help here, please. Just a little help. Little help. Little help.
Wait a minute. We're playing tug of war. I'm hurting you instead of helping you.
Reverse.
I'm hurting you instead of helping you. We're playing tug of war. Wait a minute.
Little help here, please.
Forward.
Little help here, please. A little help here.
Wait a minute. We're playing tug of war. I'm hurting you instead of helping you.
Reverse.
I'm hurting you instead of helping you.
Forward.
I'm hurting you instead of helping you.
Then help me. Let's just pick it up.
I'm gonna pull instead of push.
Okay. Pull. Go.
Oh, you idiots.
Reverse.
Oh, you idiots.
Then pull.
I'm gonna pull.
Forward.
I'm gonna pull.
Then pull.
You idiots.
Reverse.
You idiots.
Then pull.
Forward.
Then pull.
You idiots. You never moved a piano before?
We dropped it down the stairs.
Yeah. We could use some advice.
Reverse.
We could use some advice.
We dropped it down the stairs.
You never moved a piano before? Oh, you idiots.
Oh. Then pull.
I'm gonna pull.
Forward.
I'm gonna pull.
Then pull.
Oh, you idiots. You never moved a piano before?
We dropped it down the stairs.
We could use some advice.
I tell you how. You start from the outside, not the inside.
Oh.
Reverse.
Oh.
You start from the outside, not the inside. First of all.
We could use some advice.
We dropped it down the stairs.
Have you never moved a piano before? Ah, you idiots!
Then pull.
I'm gonna pull. I'm hurting instead of helping. Wait a minute.
Little help here.
And that's time. The game of forward reverse. And yes, that was absolutely captivating to see the cat wearing the mustache. All right, I'm going to need the blue captain on the field now. Welcome, Michael. Red got to choose a game. Now you get to choose a game. Choose a game.
I'm going to play Playbook Interview.
Oh, playbook interview. All right. For that game, someone's going to be doing an interview. Who's that?
I am.
All right. And what we're going to need is some sort of product that a company might make. So fans, put that into chat. Also, remember that forward reverse, because after this game, you're going to get to vote on which team entertained you more. So let's get the other two blue players on the screen and find out they're only going to be able to read and answer the interview questions based on books that they have. So for Doug, there's 3 different books he's got. Doug, what are the 3 books?
It is The Odyssey, Brave New World, and Oedipus the King.
All right. So someone put in the chat 1, 2, or 3. Marianne, take the first number you see.
I'm going to take 3.
All right. That is 3.
Oedipus the King.
All right. And Maria, what are your 2 books?
My 2 books are Cyrano de Bergerac and Zara, the Queen of the Silent Screen.
All right, fans, once again, 1 or 2?
1.
All right, 1. Cyrano. All right, so once again, Michael's going to be interviewing Marianne. What is this company?
Our loyal fan Steve has suggested shampoo.
Shampoo. All right. Michael's going to be interviewing for a position in a shampoo factory, and Doug and Maria can only answer from the books you selected. Players, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
Good afternoon. Thank you. And I'm so glad you've made it through to the final round to be the CEO of my shampoo company, Rinse, Lather, Release. We take in stray animals, we give them a thorough shampooing, and then release them back into the world to live their lives. Now, I just thought it'd be nice to bring you both in here onto the Zoom interview to sort of get to know you. So, can you tell me, first of all, introduce yourselves, and then tell us something special about you? Sir, I will start with you first.
What you say is just, but to compel the gods to act against their will, no man could do that.
I don't really want to bring religion into this.
Well,
We're a
then
very
let me make a second
non-denominational
suggestion.
shampoo company. Also, I never caught your name, so I'm hoping that your listening skills will come out later in the interview. Miss, if same question, what's your name and a little fun fact about yourself?
My friend, I came here to help you, but since the lady isn't here, I'll return to my vice. Cheers.
Okay, so we like to have a few drinks on happy hour on Friday afternoons. Again, I have no idea who I'm speaking with. I left my resumes back in the office. I hope your listening skills come out sooner rather than later. But for now, I'm just glad to get to know you. So, if you had to lure a stray cat or dog into a large, family-friendly trap, what words of encouragement would you use to bring them in? Sir.
The man who sees most eye to eye with Lord Apollo is Tiresias, and from him you might learn most clearly the truth for which you are searching.
Well, yes, and that's why we brought Tiresias on last year into public relations, and he's been a great asset to our company. But I'd rather hear a little bit more about yourself. Tiresias did recommend you, but I don't like name droppers.
Did he mention my name at that time?
No, actually he didn't. He just said my friend was coming in for an interview. Miss, same question. How do you lure that cat or dog into our humane, family-friendly trap?
You pay for your tickets with pastry. Tell me, just between ourselves, how much did you pay this time?
Well, we usually get like day-olds donated to us from the local Dunkin' Donuts because they're everywhere. Our main plant is located right outside of Boston, but pastry is an excellent idea. While I wouldn't always recommend feeding people food to pets, it is a good treat every once in a while and is good in getting them to do things they don't want to do. All right, we're going to move on. We find family to be very important here at Rinse, Lather, Release. Do you have good relationships with your family? And if so, tell us a little bit about that. Sir.
Whether I do or not, I am in power here. And you don't understand anything.
You're right. I don't. It's not really about a power dynamic quite yet. Usually we move into the passive-aggressive stage of the interview where we're negotiating salary. But for now, I'll take that as an acceptable answer. Young miss, how do you get along with your family?
I'm the one who's leaving. I'm thirsty and I have an appointment. Is at the tavern.
Yeah, we do that on Friday afternoons after our work is done, and we typically don't bring shots into interviews. But I admire your moxie. Yeah. All right. It's really neck and neck because, I mean, sad to say you are my two best candidates. Sir, any parting words you'd like to give me to sort of sway me in your direction?
For most of my life, I have followed where the sheep flock went. And where did you graze your sheep most of the time? I can't say. Right away, give me time. I don't remember.
Oh, I do, right out behind the parking lot. Because, yeah, we use a really nice, deep, detangling shampoo on them, and they look fabulous. You'd never recognize them. Miss, any parting words?
He's about to meet his death. He wrote a song that offended a very certain powerful person, and tonight 100 men I know, because I will join them soon and have a pint.
Okay, all right, yes, I did offend them with that little jingle, but I really thought Pert Plus was on our side.
And that's time. The blue team and their game of Playbook Interview. All right, fans, it's up to you now. If you're in the Zoom room, you're going to see a poll popping up, and you'll have to choose between the red team's game of Forward Verse and the blue team's game of Playbook Interview. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can type in the color you choose, and Marianne may use that to break any ties that happen. Well, you're voting. Let me tell you, with theaters closed right now, we appreciate any support you would like to send our way. The information on how to donate will be available in chat, both for Portland, of course, hosting, and our visitors from St. Louis. Both are relying on kind-hearted donations to help keep the theaters afloat. And it looks like the poll is closed, and we have 60% of the votes for the blue team, 40% for the red team. So that means 6 points blue, 4 points red. Bobby, what's that do to our score?
That's going to bring our score to 6 for the blue and 9 for the reds. This scoring update brought to you by Lindsay Lohan Family Friendly Traps. Lindsay Lohan Family Friendly Traps now offering a special 2-for-1 rentals. That's right, Lindsay Lohan, home of the Pair Rent Trap.
Aha! I'm old enough to remember Haley Mills, but that's just me. All right. I'm going to need both captains on the screen.
I'm here.
You are. We're going to play another head-to-head round. And Brooke, you're in the lead. I'm going to let you pick what game we're going to play.
Ooh, YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. All right. So for YouTube, what we're going to need in chat is a whole bunch of... Oh, Michael, do you accept? I'm sure you do. Doesn't matter. He has to. A whole bunch of types of YouTube channels. That could be, unboxing of certain things. It could be tutorials of some kind, advice. It could be, just the sorts of things, categories that you find on YouTube, general categories, not specific like YouTube celebrities necessarily. And we have enough of those. Each of our players will be assigned one of these YouTube channels, and we will rotate through and see the various YouTube channels, and it'll be all mixed up. You'll see reds, you'll see blues, you'll see them all together, and we'll go to the voting once again to determine which team entertained you more. So how are we doing on suggestions, Marianne?
I think we're good on suggestions. If you want to start getting people up there, I will start assigning them.
All right, let's get the first player up for blue. It's
all
Doug.
Right. So, Doug, you're going to get a suggestion that Linda on Facebook suggested earlier. We're going with horse grooming.
Horse grooming. Horse grooming. All right, Red.
What do we have up for Red? All right, for Amy, I'm going to give you the suggestion of decluttering.
Decluttering. Excellent. Next player up from Blue.
Maria, you are the hiking channel.
Hiking. Excellent. Next player up from Red.
All right, Brooke, I'm going to give you playing the flute.
Playing the flute. All right. And I believe that'll be Michael for Blue.
Michael, you've got scary stories.
Scary stories. All right. And the last player up from Red, I believe it's Nick.
All right, Nick, this one's fun. I've got training skunks to read for you.
Training skunks to read. All right. Well, it's good to have a hobby in these days. All right. So what's going to happen? Our Ghost in the Machine, Patrick's going to be running spotlight video. So one player will be big screen for everyone else to see. And when they're up there, they will have to begin their channel right away. And we will rotate through the channels. So, players, are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
All right, everyone will need to turn their camera on, and Pat will spotlight somebody momentarily. If for some reason you don't see spotlights, those of you in Zoom, if you have the controls, you can change your view to speaker view. Begin.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hiking Channel. My name is Dixie Cup, and I am here to talk about the different things you need on a hike, such as an umbrella. Umbrella is very important because you never know if it's going to rain. You never know if something's going to sneak up on you, and you can take your little umbrella and smack it. Sometimes you might need it to protect you from the elements, and it's good for that. It's also great for catching fish because you might get hungry on that hike. It's very...
Welcome back to Reading Stinks. A lot of people don't realize that every mammal that has paws can read. All right, so we're going to dive into some text today. Of course, number one text for skunks is Bambi. Everybody loves Bambi. Spoiler alert, this one doesn't have the happiest of endings. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive in and take a look at what it's like when a skunk meets a little baby deer. And you are going to fawn over this story, let me tell you.
You want to hear a scary story? Picture this. It's right after my wedding, and I've received a lovely set of silicone bakeware from a good friend. And my roommate decides to bring a cake pan out into the garden and shovel mud into that silicone bakeware and leave it out in the rain.
Welcome to episode 2 of Playing in the Shire. Today we are going to be playing the flute. And we hope that you have a flute to play on as well. If not, you can take a piece of bamboo and drill holes into it. So the first thing that you want to do with the flute is blow across the hole. Congratulations, you've made a sound on a flute.
Hello, I'm Daniel Dunkoff, and welcome to my channel, Good Neighbors, where we learn all about the fundamentals of horse grooming. Now, I know some of you are saying, my horse isn't that dirty, but let me reassure you, horses are very dirty animals, and you have to take great care of them. But first, you have to get the proper equipment.
Yes, decluttering. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. This is the result of decluttering. Absolutely nothing. You will notice that the wall behind me is clear of shelves, clear of art, clear of large furniture blocking the views. The air and energy is moving and flowing very well. This is...
So you didn't think that was scary enough, did you? Well, take this. What about a mother named Patricia who decides to ask you in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner around all of your family as if she's the reason she made you gay?
Now, what's a real fun thing to do is to take a flashlight and have it And if you have one that makes a little noise, that scares away all the rodents just in case they come along the path. You never want.
Yay! 3 notes are on your board now. Now you are a professional flute player, or...
And that's when Bambi realized he was a man. Now, you're not going to want to sneak up on a skunk when he's reading this book, all right? You're not going to like what happens. And
that's how you give your horse a mullet. Now, if you want to go for a more advanced horse hairstyle, I recommend buying my book. It's only 17 payments of $9.95.
For God's sake, don't keep a bad pen. You'll only be saving yourself frustration later on down the line. As soon as that thing starts leaking or running out of ink, throw it out. No mercy.
Now, the next thing we got to talk about is footwear, because if you are hiking and not wearing good footwear, it can make your hike unbearable. Now,
And my grandmother said, maybe the next store will have a dress pattern in your size.
And the size of that bear was huge. It was looking right at me, and I thought, this is the day.
Well enough, you shall bring the people out of their homes.
And that's why cats fall for Pepe Le Pew. It's not about...
And that's time. The game of YouTube. All right, we're going to remove the spotlight. And those of you in the Zoom room, if you have the option, go back to gallery view so you can see all of the players and myself. So I'm going to give 1 bonus point to Brooke for having an actual flute and 1 bonus point to Maria for having a sonic screwdriver. So those fans start putting in the votes. You saw the blue team, you saw the red team. Again, we'll take Facebook and YouTube comments for tiebreakers. And well, we're scoring. I'm going to have an announcement that's coming off the top of my head right now. We will do road shows. Now, we won't actually get on the road anymore because, safety. But as companies are having virtual events, we can come entertain or team build for your company's virtual event. You can go to portlandcomedy.com to find out more. We've already done 2 or 3 events, I believe, for Intel. And obviously, as teams are not able to work together, they're working remotely. Our skills in team building and communicating and working over difficulties can help those companies out. All right, the polling has closed. We've got 67% for the red team, 33% for the blue team. So that's going to be, I'm going to round up 7 points for red, 3 points for blue. Bobby, what's that do to our score?
Well, that's going to bring our score to 1 for Brooke, 1 for Maria, 9 for St. Louis, and 16 for Portland. This scoring update brought to you by Edgar Allan Poe Baking Pans. They'll have you raving when your cake sticks, nevermore.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to need the red captain back on the screen. All right, you've opened up a sizable lead. What game do you want to play now on the second team choice round?
I'm feeling some replay.
Oh, for replay. All right. We're going to need a suggestion for a neutral scene. How about an occasion that, in the before times, people might have gathered together? Preferably a positive event. That'd be nice. And then after that, I'm going to ask for a couple other suggestions because the red team, they're going to play out a neutral scene, and then we're going to mess around with it a bit. So once we've got, looks like, plenty of suggestions for the neutral scene. I'm going to need authors. So type in the name of an author and also a film genre. That would be like a category on Netflix. So we'll find out what those suggestions are after the neutral scene. Marianne, what's our neutral scene suggestion?
Our neutral scene suggestion, again from Facebook, is going to be Tupperware Party.
Tupperware Party. Excellent. Thank you from Facebook. Okay, red team, I'm going to start my timer on my phone here, and you'll have 45 seconds to a minute for the neutral scene on Tupperware Party. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Begin.
None of the Tupperware samples came, and the girls are gonna be here in half an hour.
Don't worry, Melinda. I'm gonna check them real quick. I'm gonna go check the mail right now. Okay, I'm gonna go double.
Okay, hurry. Oh dear. Better call Judy.
I'm ready. I am ready.
Judy, you're early.
You know me. I like to make an entrance.
I think you should go home again and make an entrance when everybody else gets here in half an hour.
Okay.
They came. They came.
Oh, thank goodness. Open them up. Get your Leatherman.
Oh, here, can you hold them real quick?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh, they're heavier than you think.
All right, I'm gonna open them up.
I'm back.
I told you to tell her not to bring her cat.
And that's time. The neutral scene. A little bit of virtual golf applause for that neutral scene. All right. We need an author and a film style. Marianne, what do we got?
Well, for an author, we have Neil Gaiman, and for our film genre, the 1950s.
All right, Captain Brooke. What order would you like to do those in?
Yeah, can you say the author one more time, please?
Neil Gaiman.
Great.
Gaiman.
Great. We'll do 1950s first, please, and then Neil Gaiman.
All right. So what you can see is that very same scene as if it was a 1950s film. Players, begin.
Wilkers. It seems like none of my samples have come in the mail yet, and yet all the girls are supposed to show up in about half an hour, and there's no possible way to contact them in time.
Oh, don't worry. I'll send a telegraph down at the post office. I'll be right back.
Hurry! Hurry! Oh.
I'm here. I'm excited for this event.
Oh, Judy, thank goodness you're here, but you're a little early.
My apologies. I'll come back later.
Avon calling. Just kidding. It's Tupperware.
Oh, good. Let me sign off for that. I heard your truck coming from half a mile away. I knew that you were here.
Mufflers haven't been invented yet. Here, take this.
Thank you. Can you help me open it?
Oh, sure. Let me grab a utility knife.
I made it back. I brought my special grandson with me.
Oh, yeah, that's special, all right.
Indeed it is.
And that's time. All right, the 1950 cell. And now we're going to see the same scene once again, perhaps if it was written by Neil Gaiman. Players, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Begin.
Oh, dear. My horns are tingling. That means that there are supernatural beings nearby. Oh!
Indeed. The crate full of demons have been delivered.
Thank you, ghostly mailman.
Indeed.
How must I sign for them? A little dance, perhaps?
You will sign for them in blood whence I return.
Maybe he won't return.
I am here to take all and learn all and accept all into me.
But you're the representative of all of humanity's hopes and fears.
I have
You should
returned.
know better than to come early.
I shall go prosper.
Oh, I'm glad you're back. I need your knife.
Ah, yes. Hold out your finger. Sign here, please.
The joke's on him. I don't know how to read.
I am hoping that we will take and learn much from this meeting.
That animal looks familiar.
Poor cat. That's big. Enough. All right, that was the red team in their game of replay. Lock it away in your memories. As we call up the blue team captain, Michael. They chose a game. You choose a game.
We are
What
going
you
to
choose?
play Paranormal Investigation.
Oh, paranormal investigation. That means we need to send somebody.
Cat
It's
crossing.
like a ghost cat just walked across the screen. Who's going to be leaving the room?
I have psychic powers.
All right, we're going to get rid of Doug, and he's going to be sent out to our waiting room. And what's going to happen while he's away? We're going to get some things from the audience. We're going to get, great God, we're going to need an occupation that Doug used to have. Not literally, but one that he could have had. We're going to need how he died. And we're also going to need to know what unfinished business does this spirit have. And the blue team's going to have to try and give him clues to get him to figure these out once we summon him back. So, Marianne, do we have an occupation?
Our occupation from loyal fan Linda is astronomer.
Astronomer. Excellent. And how did Doug die?
Well, let me take a look. I had it. He was hit by a shoe from Little Woo.
Hit by a shoe. Yep. That'll do it. And what unfinished business?
Well, Michael says that he wants to organize his pantry.
Oh, yes. Important to have your affairs in order, including your spices. All right. So once again, that's an astronomer that died by being hit by a shoe and cannot leave this mortal coil until he's organized his pantry. All right. So anything else you need, Michael? All right. Well, let's have some spooky music and summon Doug back to the room for the game of Paranormal Investigation.
Oh,
Oops. Begin.
I'm sensing something. This room is thick with spirits. It feels like the ghosts are trying to tell me something here. It's like the spirit haunting this place was an astronomer of some sort. But they died in an unfortunate circumstance. It's almost like they were killed by something. What were they killed by? An unfortunate accident, perhaps? Perhaps something to do with their foot. Oh no, was it perhaps a fatal hangnail? My spirits seem to be fading in and out of sight, which is making it difficult. But I can tell that it is something foot related. There's a strong sense that someone has oh my goodness, is it they hurt their hamstring? Their leg is up on the wall, and they somehow their shoe came untied. They tripped on their shoelace. They were throwing something and it hit them.
Yes, very close.
They were hit in the head by a shoe. A ball was kicked at their head. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm confused and the spirits are... Have we... This is the unfinished business, I take it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the ghost, the astronomer in question, they had a series of collectible candles or collectible figurines. No. They were putting something on a shelf. Their unfinished business was Well, as you can tell, contacting the other side can be a perilous endeavor, but I will endeavor to do my best. There,
15 seconds.
it is a cabinet, a closet, something edible, a Girl Scout cookie collection.
All right. What would a cabinet type thing in a kitchen be?
The cabinet type, the pantry?
Yes! I will take it. You successfully guessed. An astronomer hit by a shoe,
Yeah.
not leaving until they organized their pantry.
Oh, they were organizing their pantry. My mistake, Spirits. Thank you for
Yes.
helping me.
I will give you 2 of the 2 bonus points for solidly guessing 2 of those. And we'll go back to the fans to vote. Once again, you saw paranormal investigator from the blue team, replay from the red team. Put those votes in. And I'll make another commercial announcement. We mentioned those parties, or the corporate events. Corporations might be having holiday parties online, and we can help entertain those as well. So, we can make them up and make things about your company or your business, and try and liven up the holiday parties a bit with some improv. Family friendly, appropriate for all ages. Once again, PortlandComedy.com to get you the info on that. And I see in the poll now that it's a tie. So, do we have any votes from YouTube or Facebook?
Well, the Facebook tiebreaker is leaning toward red.
Leaning toward red. So I'm going to go with a bonus point for red. So we're going to go 5 points for blue and 6 points for red, plus the 2 bonus points that the blue team got for correct guesses. And what's that do to our score? Bobby, with all that math.
1, subtract, get factor pi. Well, that's going to bring our score, hopefully, to 1 for Maria, 1 for Brooke, 16 for the Blues, and 22 for the Reds. This scoring update brought to you by Neil Gaiman Tupperware, now with homing devices. Neil Gaiman, do you often lose your lids in moon shadows? With Neil Gaiman Tupperware homing devices, you'll find them and wonder never where.
All right. This brings us to the last chance round, and I'm going to challenge both teams to the game of Small Town Lawyer. What's going to happen in the Small Town Lawyer game? We're going to be telling puns and jokes and things like that, which is why we don't have the groaner foul anymore. For example, if your suggestion was cows, they might say, I may just be a small-time cow lawyer, but I think you'll find that convicting my client would be utterly ridiculous. So we're going to need animals. We're going to need occupations. We're going to need items that you're going to get people for Christmas. Throw them into chat, and Marianne will select them, and Small Town Lawyers will be trying to get people to... They'll be working the puns in. For every successful joke, there will be a bell. And that team will get a point. If it doesn't make sense, if they have to pull down the chart to explain it to you, perhaps start a PowerPoint presentation, that's no points. We'll get the patented Oregon duck call and points. All right, so before we begin, I just want to do a couple thank yous real quick. Thank you to Marianne for wrangling the chat tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Pat for running the tech behind the screen. And thank you to Bobby for announcing and keeping track of the difficult math.
Oh my, yes.
All right, Marianne, what's our first suggestion for
Well,
Small Town Lawyer?
it's been coming up in chat since the beginning of the match. I think we're going to need to take Wombat.
Wombat.
Several people have suggested it.
All right, players, when you have one, you can just actually lean forward and go. Begin.
Now I may just be a small-town barrister, but it is clear to me that the defendant, being a wombat veteran, should be given some consideration.
May just be a small town wombat lawyer, but I'm afraid your client failed to read his escape clause.
I may be just a small town wombat lawyer, but the defendant's story sounds a little hairy to me.
All right, that's enough about wombats. Marianne, what's another suggestion?
Our next suggestion is refrigerator from Facebook.
Refrigerator.
I may just be a small town refrigerator lawyer, but your client spied on my client while she was dressing.
I may just be a small town refrigerator lawyer, but I'm not leaving the defendant out in the cold.
I may be just a small town refrigerator, but I'm not going to stop running from my client.
I may just be a small town refrigerator lawyer, but I will fight for my client's Freon.
I just may be a small town icebox lawyer, but my client did it on a Frigidaire.
I may just be a small town refrigerator lawyer, and my opponent has presented facts, but I can more.
All right, that's enough about refrigerators. Marianne.
Let's go with from Nathan, janitor.
Janitor.
I may just be a small town janitor lawyer, but my defendant was a clean act.
I may just be a tiny county. I'll be back.
All right.
I just may be a small town janitor lawyer, but the police, they did not sawdust for Prince.
I might just be a tiny country village barrister, but that deals with janitors, but my client should not be in custodial.
All right, I don't think we have room for any more puns there. Marianne, another suggestion.
I'm going to go with board game.
Board game.
May just be a small town board game lawyer, but you, sir, you do not have a clue.
I may just be a small town board game lawyer, but sorry doesn't cut it.
I may just be a small town game lawyer, but my client should not belong in life.
I may just be a small town board game lawyer, but in the damages phase, the litigant will not pass go and collect $200.
I may be
Town game board game. But my client is innocent, and you know who's guilty? Guess who?
I may just be a small town board game lawyer, but this is a frivolous suit. It's a trivial pursuit.
I may be a representative of a very tiny hamlet near a stream. And with board games, I must say that my client did not steal because he is evil. He was hungry.
I may just be a small town lawyer, but I object to this whole operation.
I just may be a small town lawyer, a board game lawyer, but my esteemed prosecutor is just using this as a claim to fame.
I may be just a small town board game lawyer. But what you are accusing my client of is just a complete balderdash.
I may just be a small town board game lawyer, but you'll find that the real murderer did it in the library with the candlestick. It was Colonel Mustard.
I may just be a small town game lawyer, but Your Honor, my client was head of the class.
I may just be a small town board game lawyer, but I object to the gestures that he has been given to the jury.
I get what you did there. All right. Marianne, how about an animal?
I've got the suggestion of sheep for you from Nathan.
Sheep.
I may just be a small town sheep lawyer, but the fact that he was there is just sheer coincidence.
I may just be a small town sheep lawyer, but I can assure you my client is not a mutton for punishment.
I may be a small town sheep lawyer, and I can tell you my client is innocent, and the real guilty perpetrator is on the lam.
And that's time. The game of small town lawyer. There were a lot of bells. Bobby's going to have to work really, really hard. So while he's doing that, let me thank all of you who joined us and gave us your applause, your voting, your suggestions. We just couldn't do it without you because no one would give us suggestions. We'd just be sitting here waiting for suggestions for hours, and that wouldn't be fun. So we couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much for being here. We do shows in Portland every Saturday night at 7. Michael, when does St. Louis do shows?
Hi. We typically do shows, since we've come back, Saturday evenings. We've been doing a lot of head-to-heads lately, and I believe, if Maria can back me up, we've got another one coming up next week.
That's right. We'll be playing this coming Saturday, Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis. Excellent. All right. And you can go to their Facebook page or I believe their website and find out more about their matches. All right. So let's get all the players on the screen and we'll make a little drum roll, build up suspense as Bobby's madly tallying up all the bells. And there was a duck caller too. And that cat, he's gotten so dirty. He's no longer white and gray anymore. Oh, Brooke, you're going to need a cat groomer. All right. Bobby, do we have a final score and a winner?
We do. This last score brought to you by the law offices of Shakira. She'll raise objections, she'll raise them, and they're for you. So, in that exciting last chance game of Southern Lawyer, Brooke and Maria each maintained their 1 point. And Portland's got 9 dings, bringing their score to 31. However, it wasn't enough as St. Louis got 17 dings, bringing their score to 33, giving them the match. Final score 33-31. St. Louis wins. This, ladies and gentlemen, has been Comedy Sports. Thank you for joining us this evening. Give a hand to your players. Doug, the past tense of dig, Imler. Nick of Time, Condon. Maria, the Piet Queen, Romine. Amy Zing Gray. Brooke D. Monster Chamberlain. Victorious captain this evening, Michael the Cat Whisperer Barrows Fitzgerald. And a final hand for our referee, Jay Reading Rambo. And if you're driving home tonight, everybody, please remember, sign off of the computer first.